Shema Israel. I hope you enjoy this next study. My name's Dee. This is my wife, Millie.
So if you like what you see, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you wish to reach out to us, you can email us at devotedtoyah@gmail.com.
Two, the wicked in his pride persecutes the poor. Let them be caught in the plots which they have devised. Proverbs 8:13. The fear of Yahuwah is to hate evil. We were reading this last night with Jose and his group. The fear of Yahuwah is to hate evil. Many times people quote, the fear of Yahuwah is wisdom, right? Yeah, that's true too. But more specifically, the fear of Yahuwah is to hate evil. So technically, to hate evil is the beginning of wisdom. All right. The fear of Yahuwah is to hate evil. In other words, the fear of Yahuwah equals hate evil. It's basically means the same thing. That's what the verse is telling us. Pride and arrogance and the evil way and the perverse mouth I hate. Proverbs 11 verse 2. When pride comes, then comes shame. Now, all of this is obviously in the eyes, primarily in the eyes of Yahuwah. Again, on the earth, wicked men obviously love other wicked people. So the principle sometimes changes on the earth, but there are a few humans on the earth who aren't even believers. There's a lot of people who aren't even Bible believers who do walk somewhat humbly. You know, there's people in the workplaces that are nice people. They love integrity, respect, and honor, and honesty. And there's a few of those people out there in the world. And so when we as believers are practicing these principles, we can expect to be rewarded, you know, especially when those types of people are the bosses or the CEOs or the, you know, the managers and things like that. You can expect when you walk straight, when you walk humbly, when you are honest, and when you work hard and you work smart and you show that you're growing and you're getting better, you can expect to get rewarded. If you don't get rewarded, don't stop, because Yahuwah is seeing everything anyways, and you're building your character. So at some point you will reap the reward of all your hard work when you land that right job, or when the boss changes, maybe a new manager comes in, and because you've already built good habits, it's natural, it's second nature. So anybody out there, if you feel, you know, discouraged of doing the right thing all the time, and you feel like you're always the black sheep at work and you're not being rewarded for being honest and having integrity, don't worry. Keep going. Your reward will come. Proverbs 13:10, by pride comes nothing but strife, but with the well advised is wisdom. Proverbs 14:3, in the mouth of a fool is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise will preserve them. See, this is sometimes it's about preserving your own life. Pride is going to bring a lot of, like I said, strife. Um, you know, you're going to make a lot of enemies. You're going to bring upon stress, a lot more stress on your life. And don't get me wrong, being humble and doing the right thing, like me, like I rebuke people. I speak out when nobody else wants to speak out. That brings a little bit of stress too. That brings some stress too. But it's nothing different than the stress that Yahusha endured and the apostles were enduring. Yahusha endured stress to the point of he was bleeding blood out of his pores of his skin. That is like a very extreme level of anxiety that medical doctors have explained. that in the Gospels in the New Testament it says that Yahusha was bleeding, sweating blood. Thank you. Very specifically, he was sweating blood. So that means that his heart rate was really going fast, and he was really feeling a lot of weight upon him, a lot of burden, a lot of yoke, the yoke of the sin of the world. He was also obviously getting beat and whipped and all that.
I think any normal person, any normal man would have had a stroke.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
To be able to be, I mean, the Passion of the Christ movie is my favorite of all
Yeah.
time. That movie right there gets me every time, bro. Every time. I don't think I've ever watched that movie without crying.
Same here.
Yep. And that just is not that's not normal. That's just that's just not, it's not normal to be beat so bad. And I think it's very accurate because those Romans, they were barbaric people, man. Those guys were really brutal, barbaric. They loved that stuff, man. Gladiators, people fighting animals, and seeing people die and getting their heads chopped off. Like a lot of them were like, love it. They love that stuff.
That was entertainment.
Yeah. But anyway, persevere. Proverbs 16:18. This is a very familiar one. Everybody knows. Pride comes before, or pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before fall. Proverbs 21:24. A proud and haughty man, or scoffer, is his name. He acts with arrogant pride. Proverbs 29:23. A man's pride will bring him low, but the humble in spirit will retain honor. Amos chapter 6 verse 8. Yahuwah, God, has sworn by himself. Yahuwah, God of hosts, says, I abhor the pride of Jacob and hate his places. Therefore, I will deliver up the city and all that is in it. Now to some New Testament passages here, or new writings, I should say. Mark chapter 7, verse 20. And he said, what comes out of a man, that is what defiles a man. It's what comes from our mouths. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders. And also don't forget, Yahusha said that murder is to hate your brother without cause. This is something people don't want to talk about. The passage says without cause. It's not wrong to hate your brother. I have some other scriptures I can show to support that. In the book of Psalms, Yahuwah says he hates the wicked. And David also says he hates the assembly of the wicked, which the assembly is the people. But the scripture promotes that we are not allowed to hate our brothers and sisters without justification. If we are false in our accusations against a brother or a sister, and we hold hatred in our heart towards that person, and we find out that we were wrong about what we thought about that person, we were spiritually murdering that brother in our heart, according to Yahusha. So yes, you've heard it said, thou shalt not murder, but you've committed murder in your heart if you hate your brother without cause. All right. Emphasis on without cause, right? All right, the next one, thieves or thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lewdness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile a man. This whole list right here is a great prerequisite, or is a great, not prerequisite, this is a great curriculum for a disciple of Yahusha. These are topics that a disciple, a new believer in Messiah, we should be going over these things. How to avoid these things, because these things, this is the type of language you hear repetitively all throughout Scripture. This is what Yahuwah hates. He hates evil thoughts, adulteries, fornication, murders, thefts, stealing, taking things that don't belong to you, coveting after things that don't belong to you, wanting it so bad that you're willing to compromise your integrity and honor to get that thing. wickedness, deceit, lewdness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. This is a good curriculum for discipleship. Verse 14, 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Do not love the world or anything that is in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. This sums it all up. For me, this sums it all up. What all these things, the list we just went over and more, really get summed up in the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. So the flesh, the eyes, and the mind, or the heart. So these things are not of the Father, but of this world. And the world is passing away and the lust of it, but he who does the will of God abides forever.